If you are a student or professional planning to sit for an exam, most probably you've heard about the Pomodoro Technique, in which you have short burst study sessions followed by a time break where a timer goes off and then you repeat the cycle over and over again. Well, as an educator, as a teacher, as someone who has taught thousands of students online and offline, let me tell you something, it's completely useless. From a productivity point of view, it gets you to study. However, from a learning point of view, as someone who is specialized in actually teaching, let me tell you something. It doesn't work in terms of retaining information. I'll explain to you why. First of all, smash the subscribe button to join our global community of professionals and students who are seeking in-demand skills and expertise that makes a difference in their educational and professional development. That being said, many students, as they go through the Pomodoro technique, they are focusing on the break timer compared to actually studying. They go for 25 minutes, they set the timer on, and they're counting minutes till the break kicks in, and they repeat the cycle. What's happening? Focusing on the timer till it goes off. That's one thing. The other issue is stress. As you go through a study session, if you're struggling with the concept, and you do have at the back of your mind that you got 20 minutes of studying, and then in a couple minutes the timer will go off, what happens is you get stressed and you might just simply skip the entire process or go ahead and just simply push through more than 20 minutes. Then the entire technique completely fails, and you're not the one to blame. That cycle, that short burst of sessions is set up for failure from the get-go because it's against how your brain actually works. Our brain goes through cycles of concentration and relaxation. You need to focus for a certain period of time, then you need to relax. It's not determined by a timer. No, you need to feel it. So how do you go about this in the correct way? First of all, forget about the Pomodoro technique, that 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off, and you got a timer that you click here and there, and then you end up failing the exam because you followed that technique. No, think about it in a different way. I would like to call it the study block or the time block. It's not a Pomodoro technique, it's an actual brain-driven, sensational technique. So how would you go about this? Plan ahead. Let's say tomorrow you're planning to study science, for example, or mathematics. You are going to follow your brain's rhythm, which is 1 hour, 1.5 hours, or 2 hours tops of concentrated work. Typically, our brains are able to push through 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, up to 2 hours of concentrated effort in which you are trying to solve, to learn, and to study. And at that point in time, when you start to feel that you're losing focus, you will know, many students, they're able to tell, that you are getting tired. This is the time where you simply step off the study session, go ahead and have a break, and simply come back. You have a light snack, you go for a walk, drink some water, come back, have some coffee, have some tea, whatever it is. Then you come back to the study session and you repeat the cycle till you get to a point where you are not able to actually invest some energy again. Typically, within a day, you could have 2, max 3 sessions, which is equivalent of 4 to 6 hours of study blocks. Now, not to mention, through the Pomodoro technique, you are under consistent task switching. You are going from study, break quite repetitively, and your brain does not operate that way. Your brain does not prefer the continuous switching of tasks. You lose concentration, and guess what? By the time you leave the first session, you have a break, and then you come back, you are trying to recap what you have learned in the previous session, which makes it quite stressful, not to mention counterproductive. However, when you have these blocks, let's say 2 hours in the morning, you study hard, then you have a break for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then you come back and study hard for 2 hours again, or let's say 3 hours. Then by the end of the day, you have concluded 4 to 6 hours of actual studying. Your brain understands that you are going through time blocks, and these time blocks, they are in sync with your mental ability to concentrate and deconcentrate compared to the Pomodoro technique. I truly hope that this helps you address how to study and prepare for exams and whatever learning process that you're going through, to simply understand how your brain works. Our brain works through cycles, on and off, and it's a transitional cycle. You don't just simply jump in and start studying. No, you phase into studying and you phase out of studying. This gives your brain time to process and retain information.